Okay, so good evening all and welcome back to the session. Friends, in previous session we were discussing about a tool creation basically. Yeah. Okay, and we are going through with the land graph, and over there what we have seen, we have created a particular tool uh, which is nothing but the multiply tool, and with the help of multiply tool we were able to get the response. Uh, Before this particular session, what we have seen, like if we have created a particular tool, then we were able to pass the message to the tool, but uh, we haven't defined like how to do the calculations and all at the tool, and how to get the message from the tool. So in the previous session we have discussed, and then we have defined the flow in such a way that tool is able to process on top of our inputs, and then we are able to get the tool message. So far we have heard about the human message, AI message, okay, and system message. Now we are able to see a new message that is nothing but the tool message. It is coming from the tool only, which is perfectly fine. Now, uh, if you have the particular tool, here we have defined a particular tool further. So what I will do, I will duplicate it, and then I will do the changes in that particular notebook. And this is nothing agentic AI 6, and I will remove this particular part, rename. Now, what we are having this particular tool definition. Okay, and in the normal Python, if we are going to mention something inside the doc string, this particular piece is excluded. Okay, we are not going to consider that particular piece. But why we have mentioned this particular doc string? Something inside the three inverted commas. So these particular things are utilized in order uh, to teach LLM that this is a tool, and you need to utilize this particular tool once you are having the multiplication count of stuff. We have we have mentioned, if like there is something to multiply, then you need to utilize this particular tool. Now, how we need to register this particular tool, that we need to understand. So in order to register this particular tool, what we need to do, we just need to mention, say, let me close this, from lang chain underscore OpenAI, not OpenAI, langchain dot tools import tool. Okay, I have imported this. Okay, and I just need to specify at the rate tool. Okay, and now let me try to remove this particular piece first and paste it somewhere over here. Okay, I have removed this particular piece, and from the function perspective this is perfectly fine. I'm having two inputs, a and b, and I'm returning a dot a into b, a multiplication b. But uh, if we are going to have the execution, and just have a look over here, the graph is not defined. So probably over here only. Just have a look over here. uh, so it is throwing the error. Let me copy this particular error. Okay. So, and let me paste it over here only. Yeah. Okay. And what we are able to see over here, value error, def multiplication. Over here in this particular function, we are having error, and just have a look over here. A value error function must have a uh, doc string if description not provided. So once we are going to specify a particular uh, tool, then LLM is expecting the doc string information over here inside this particular tool. That doc string is utilized by the large language model, and LLM will be going to perform the operation based upon that only. If you are having a particular you can say function, okay, you can take it in this particular way. If I'm having this particular piece, say multiply, and if I'm saying, say, multiply and 3 comma 2, and I can print it. Okay, so I can print it as well. It will give me 6. Huh? Over here, I'm not getting any error. But if I'm not defining the doc string, if I'm defining it as a tool, I'm registering this multiply tool inside the large language model. So large language model will consider this particular tool. It is registered, you can say. And as and when required, as and when the LLM is able to see the query with respect to the usage of multiplication, so it will utilize this particular tool. Previously, uh, say if we are mentioning it in this particular way, it was able to perform the operation. But now with, if we are registering it as a tool, just try to focus over here, guys. If we are registering it as a tool, then we need to pass the doc string, which will be utilized by the large language model in order to perform the operation. So let me mention over here. So I will specify the doc string over here, and just have a look. This particular error will be gone up. Now the execution has been done, and the LLM is able to understand that it needs to utilize this particular doc string. Doc string is nothing but the instructions for the large language model how to utilize this particular tool. Okay. And over here, what we have mentioned, multiply a and b. A is first integer and b is the second integer. These particular instructions we have passed over here inside the doc string, and these particular instructions will be utilized by the large language model. Now, over here in this particular example, friends, what we are able to see, we are able to see. Let me have the execution, and then we'll discuss about it. And say so what I will do, 2 and 3. Okay, 2 and 4, let's say. And let me do the execution. Multiply 2 and 4. So what it is going to perform, it is the LLM is able to understand that this is a tool call, and it is taking 2 and 4 as an argument, and it is going to perform the operation. Okay, multiplication operation. That is perfectly fine. We are able to get the outcome of. But over here, there is an issue. Okay, on to this particular approach, there is an issue. And first, like, we will be discussing what is happening over here. So Over here, what we are able to see, we are utilizing tool calling LLM, and then LLM is going to decide, do it need to use it needs to use this particular tool in order to perform this particular operation or not. So over here, what we are able to see, we are giving control to large language model in order to perform the operation, and this particular behavior is called agentic behavior. Let me mention it over here. I will save this particular sheet, and I can give the date, say 26 April. Perfect. So this is doc string, and this is error. Let me remove this particular stuff. This is not really required. Now, what I will mention, agentic behavior. Agentic behavior. So, giving control to LLM basically. Yeah. This is nothing but agentic behavior, and over here, what we are able to see, the LLM is going to decide, is it need to use this particular tool or not. The decision is taken by the large language model. And over here, what we are able to say, this is something routing stuff. Routing stuff. How routing, so based upon the query only, the query is being checked over here, and based upon the query, it is going to route it towards the tool, or it route it towards the end. Although, like, this is the limited, you can say, functionality, where we are able to see the agentic behavior limited in terms of, like, we are having single operation only, that is the multiplication operation. Once the query is identified as that, there will be utilization of the multiply tool, so it will route it, the query will be routed to this particular tool, or otherwise it will be ended. It will be route towards the end. So this is routing stuff basically. Yeah, and limited control is given to this particular LLM, and this is nothing but the agentic behavior. Now, this particular routing stuff can be done without large language model as well. In our previous example, we have seen that based upon the random number generation, we have done the routing, right? Are you able to recall, all of you? We have done the routing based upon the random number generation. If the number is less than zero point 0.5, then it is routing to, say, route, it is going through route A. If it is greater than zero point 0.5, it is routing towards the node 2. Correct? This is the same approach what we are able to see over here. Is it? Say yes or no.
Yes,
Guys, are you
yes.
able to? Okay. So this is the routing stuff, and once, let me write it down. Once LLM is used to make the decision, then it is called agentic behavior. If LLM is not used, then that behavior is not agentic. This is simple one. If you, the LLM is going to to take the decision, then that behavior is called the agentic behavior. Now, based upon these particular things, we are going to create the agents. But over here, what I was talking about, the issue is, say if like we are having the operations like this, say uh, multiply 2 and 3, and then multiply the result by 4. Let me mention it over here. Multiply 2 and 4, then multiply the result by 10. Okay, so if I'm having this kind of operations, l- let me try to have the execution of this. So the execution has been started, and 2 and 4, this is perfectly fine, but it is not going to take this particular statement. We can have this kind of statements, correct? But the issue with this particular approach is, uh, we once we are able to get the outcome from the tool, then it is moving towards the and. Like and is at the tool. But if we are able to do the execution over here and somehow provide the output to the large language model, and then large language model needs to decide what it need to do. Okay, is it like stop the execution, or do or it needs to do the execution, so do call to any other tool. It might be possible like we are having another tools as well, say addition, deletion, or it need to utilize the multiply tool once again. Okay, you can take it in this particular. Let me show you one diagram. Just focus on it. Say if we are having the start, this is nothing but tool calling LLM. Okay, and we are calling the tool, then whatever the outcome that we are getting from this particular tool, it will be given to the large language model, and then large language model will decide, uh, will it need to proceed towards the end, or it need to perform the execution of with the help of tool once again. Okay, so if we are able to do that particular stuff, then we will be able to resolve this particular issue. Are we? Are you able to understand what I'm trying to say? Did you get the problem, all of you?
सर एक बार और बता.
Okay, let me explain once again. So we were able to get the answer, say multiply 2 and 4. But now we have given the query multiply 2 and 4, then multiply the result by 10. Okay, so I'm expecting 2 and 4, that is 8. 8 cross 10, that will be 80. So I'm expecting 80 as an output over here from this particular query. Correct? But once I have given this particular query, it is ended with 8 only. It is the LLM has not taken this particular piece. LLM has not accessed this particular piece. Based upon the query, say multiply, it routed it to the multiply tool, and multiply tool has taken these particular arguments to the multiplication, did the multiplication and share the output. It has not considered this particular piece. This is an issue with this particular approach. Correct? Because the approach is, we once the tool is called, and once the tool has done the operation, it will move towards the end. So if the tool has done its operation, it provide the output to the large language model. Then large language model needs to decide what it need to perform next.
Okay, it's a kind of a feedback mechanism.
Correct, correct. Feedback mechanism. And that's what we are able to see with this particular diagram. Correct. So this is tool calling LLM. It is calling this particular tool. It has done its operation and given the output to the large language model. Then large language model will decide what it need to perform next. Okay. Do it need to call the tool again, or do it need to proceed towards the end? That will be decided by the large language model. Correct. Fine so far.
Correct, sir, correct.
Okay.
Okay.
And this type of agents are a very famous architecture, the React agent. React agent. Okay, we will discuss it. This is nothing but React agent. This is the famous architecture. Okay, so how to perform this particular piece? What I will do, I will try to do certain changes over here. So instead of this particular and, what I will do, I will start it tool calling LLM. I will give it to tool calling LLM instead of and. And this is looking fine. And let me have the execution. Okay, this is perfectly fine. And this is similar to what we are able to see over here. Correct? Is it? This is the same stuff. Are you able to see it?
Correct, correct, correct.
Perfect. So multiply 2 and 10. So that is perfectly fine. It will do the multiplication on 2 and 10. Okay. So over here, we are getting the message from the tool. Okay. Now we are able to get, say, multiply 2 and 10, and then 2 cross 10 equal to 20. Yeah. And just have a look how the LLM is going to use this. Multiply 2 and 4, then multiply the result by 10. Previously, it was not able to give me the correct output. Okay. So just have a look over here. So tool message is 8. It was ended over here. Then we are able to see the AI message. So 8, that is coming from here, and then 10, which is coming from this particular query only. So 8 and 10 is passed to the multiply tool. Then multiply tool has given 80, and then AI message is 80. We are getting the output from the large language model, and now it is ending over here. Did you get the difference, and how we are able to tackle it? Did you get the problem in the previous flow? Okay. And how we have tackled that particular issue in order to provide the tools output to the large language model, and then we are able to get the output. Correct?
Okay, sir.
Is it fine with everyone?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so we have taken care the issue which was there in our previous approach. Now, let me try to define some more tools over here. So this is a multiply tool. I can define another tool. Okay, say I can have addition tool, addition and return it a plus b, and I can have a division, division tool or divide tool. Say divide tool or addition, or let me mention add tool. Okay, return a plus b and a, then divide by b. Okay, so I can have this particular stuff. Then what I can have, if I'm dividing instead of integer, I can have say float as an output. Float and as an output, that is perfectly fine. Now what I need to do, I need to register these particular tools. So how I can register these particular tools? Mm, sorry, I need to bind these particular tools. So in order to bind this, what I just need to do, inside this particular list, I just need to mention say add, bind, add, and then divide. Okay, I can divide, I can mention divide. I can use it over here as well. So what has happened, add is not defined, not probably I haven't done the execution. Okay, okay, so the tools are binded. Now what I just need to mention, let me try to have the execution tool calling llm, and somewhere I just need to mention say add and divide. Okay, I can have these particular. So the tool node can have multiplication, addition and divide functionality as well. And then this is perfectly fine. Now what I can do, then add the result, add 10 in the result. Okay, finally uh, divide the divide the output by 2. Okay, so let's see like how the llm is going to understand this particular query. Okay, so 2 and 10. Okay, that is the previous one. Let's see. So multiply 2 and 4. So multiply tool is called, then we are able to get 8. Then tool call add. Okay, do we then add 10 in the result? So 8 plus 10, what it will be 18. Then divide tool is called, then 18 is divided by 2 and final result is 9. Okay, and see like how the calculation has happened, and this is given by the large language model. Fantastic, huh? Is it good? Looking good, huh?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And this is like a little bit more advanced what we have seen in our previous session, huh? Okay, correct. So what we have seen, this is nothing but a React agent, huh? Okay, this is the famous architecture React agent. And what is the meaning of this particular React agent, that we are going to understand, huh? So React agent, so over here, if we are able to see act and react, re, okay. So act is say, let the model call specific tools, huh? Okay. Then observe, huh? Observe, pass the tool output back to model, and then region. What it will do, let the model think or reason about the tool output, and then decide what to do next, huh? Okay, and probably with the help of this particular description you are able to understand what is the meaning of react, huh? So it will act, the model is going to decide which tool it need to call. Okay, so we have defined a particular tool, say multiply tool. We have defined, mm, we have defined the addition tool, we have defined the divide tool as well, huh? So we have defined three tools. Now inside the act phase, from the React agent perspective, it is going to decide like which tool it need to call, which is the tool called by the large language model. The LLM is going to decide over here, then uh, once the tool is utilized, then it will get some output. Okay, that output is given back to the large language model, that is nothing but observe phase, okay. And then reason, once the LLM is getting the output from the tool, then it will decide what it need to perform next, that is nothing but reason or thinking phase, so this is nothing but the React architecture where LLM is going to decide first which tool it need to use, then the tool is going to perform based upon the instructions. Once the tool has done its operation, then it will move back the output to the large language model. Once the output is uh, captured at the large language model side, then it will think or reason what it need to perform next. Okay, so this is nothing but the React architecture, and this is very famous. You can say interview questions to tell me something about the React architecture or React agent. Okay, now I'm taking a pause over here. If you guys are having any confusion, then you can ask. React agent.
It seems like high rack optimization technique.
Mm, track optimization technique. How?
In height, we are uh, feeding the output to back the LLM to get the more specified queries.
Uh, you can. you can like
And
create your
about
theory. You can create your theory with respect to that, but this is not an optimization technique. Okay, like uh, in order to give you the understanding, I moved in such a way that first, like we have discussed about the tool, then we have created a tool, we have done the add-on to the tool. Okay, then ending performing the add on a tool, what are the drawbacks, then what we have discussed, then we have discussed like how to give the output from the tool to back to the large language model in order to make a good decision. And that particular, you can say, theory or functionality is called the react agent. So if I can move directly with react agent, so this is the react agent, but like we have moved in such a way so that you will be able to get each and everything. You will be having the understanding about the basics, like how exactly or why we are having the react agent. You, if we haven't moved in this particular way, so probably you were not having the understanding if you are performing the and on a particular tool, what are the drawbacks. So I moved in such a way so that you will be having the better understanding about tool and its functionality. Okay, what exactly is the react agent? Correct.
correct, sir.
Okay.
Can we do some other functions functionality also like merging, filtering, like we do with the pandas library?
So this is the simple tool, what we have created. We will be having the more advanced tools. Say if I need to connect with the SQL database. Okay, so I will create a tool with respect to the SQL database. If I need to perform a searching, a Google search, so I can create a tool to perform the Google search as well. Tool is nothing but a medium to perform an operation. Okay, you can think in this particular way. Uh, like LLM is like the complete human body is there, and eye, nose, mouth, hand, these are nothing but the tools. Okay, so with the help of these particular tools, the body is performing a different task. Okay, and mind is the large language model over here. So it is going to utilize, and what I'm trying to say, I'm mimicking the digital human. Okay, digital human uh, concept. And what is the digital human, where it is connected to, you can say, the different with the help of different tools to perform the operations. And the mind is nothing but the large language model. Okay, so the large language model is providing instructions to say nose, so the functionality of nose is to smell, the functionality of eye is to see the objects. So it is utilizing these particular tools in order to perform the operations. And so far we have gone through with the addition, deletion, addition, division, and multiplication tool. But this is the basic one. We will be having the advanced tools, say weather forecasting system. Okay, it can act as a tool over here. Okay, I'm fetching the data from the weather forecasting application and then give that particular data to large language model, and LLM will decide based upon that particular data. Okay, and then it will use those particular information in order to, you can say, take actions onto, say, flight monitoring system, to send the alarms and all, say weather will be bad in next few hours, you need to halt or you need to delay the flights. You can take it in this particular way. An application can be a tool. Okay, and a tool will can be the simplest one, the multiplication kind of operations, with the help of what we can perform the multiplication kind of operations. It can be the simpler one and it can be more advanced one. Let me try to show something onto the internet. And I will directly jump onto the images piece, and okay, let me try to agentic AI comprehensive. Let me have this one, empathy technology. Let me jump onto this particular piece as well. Let me jump onto this one. Now I'm trying to open, say, different things. So prompt, then prompt is given, invoke model. Okay, so just have a look over here. What we have discussed, HTTP request tool, weather application, whatever we were discussing. Okay, so we are using weather forecasting application as a tool over here. Correct, Javed?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so this is an example of a tool over here. Let me close this. We are having the different, you can say, pieces, input, output, audio, video. Okay, just uh, this is not the good one. Okay, just have a look over here. The tool calling. So it is using a DeepSeek large language model than tool calling. So it can have the vector database. It can we can register a vector database as a tool over here. App APIs. We can utilize the APIs. So weather forecasting can be a tool, can be an API. Okay, we can have, say, if you want to build an application onto the, say, railway trafficking monitoring, so you can take an API from the irctc.co.in and you can check the live, you can have the monitoring of the different rails and then the delays and all. So you can utilize that particular data as an API, and you can use that particular data, pass this particular data to the large language model, and then this is nothing but the data what we are getting from the tools, the API. It may be API, it may be the vector DB, it can be the local file system, it can be a browser, and then uh, you can take it in this particular way. So you are sitting over here, this is the LLM is going to use the tool, and the output from the tool is given to the large language model, uh, back to large language model. Same thing is happening over here. So the LLM is calling certain tools, and that output is output from the tools is given to LLM, and then we are able to get the response. This is nothing but the response from LLM, which is moving towards the end. So same stuff with the different example. Okay, over here, what we are able to see, this is accelerate agentic application development with full stack. Mm, so over here, user client application, then amplify hosting agent, agent core runtime. Okay, then agent core code interpreter, core memory, agent core gateway, agent core observability, sample custom tool, lambda. Okay. Mhm. So over here, this is multi-agent system basically, uh, and agent core runtime. I'm not going to move in more details. So I can explain this particular piece. This is something what we are doing in our organization, but it will at this particular point of time, it will not be a good example for you. You will be uh, you will have a lot of hallucination at this moment, huh? So I don't want to hallucinate you. So you will be confused. So what I would just want to say, the simple piece, AWS agent core. Not, I don't want to go with the agent core. Agent core is nothing but the service, uh, agentic, you can say. In order to build the agentic application onto the AWS stack, agent core is uh, is a, you can say, orchestrator kind of thing, with the help of what we will be going to build different agents, huh? So this is not a good one. What I can have, full stack agent, no. Building an agent AWS cloud engineer with the standard as AWS agent SDK. Streamlit UI, then LLM, IAM task role, AWS MCP server, AWS doc, AWS diagram MCP, Nova partner, ACS forget. This is, where is the tool? Okay, so over here, uh, this is the basic, you can say, architecture over here. Like, say, with the help of MCP server, we will be discussing about MCP servers. Okay, uh, so MCP servers can, with the help of MCP servers, we can bind multiple tools, and those particular tools can be utilized with the different applications or different agents, okay, we will see. So over here, the agents are binded with the help of MCP servers, and then LLM is calling the MCP server, and that MCP server is going to utilize the tools which is binded to it, and then it will provide the response to the large language model. And Bedrock Nova is utilized over here in order to perform the operations. Okay, so inside the Bedrock, Bedrock is an is a service from the large language model, where we are having the different large language models. Okay, so even in our organization, we are using the Bedrock large language models, and it is using, say, Claude, and we are having different variant of Claude. Say, Nova is there, Opus, Haiku, okay, Sonnet. So Nova and Sonnet we are using in order to perform our operations. Simple stuff. The LLM is going to use the tools via MCP servers. MCP servers are utilized a lot nowadays inside the market or organizations, because of the benefits what these MCP servers are giving. We will be discussing those particular benefits in the in the separate sessions. Okay, we will be having the different sessions for the MCP servers, no need to worry. But uh, ultimately, what I can say, the tools are utilized in order to perform the operations. LLM is going to call the tool. The tool outcome is given back to the the large language model, and then large language model is going to decide what it need to perform next. Okay, and this particular piece is called react agent. That is act, observe, and reason. Act, observe, and reason. RE, reason and action. What I can say, reason and action. So it will act first and then reason about that particular action. Okay, reason and action is the definition uh, of the react agent. It is having three main phases: act, observe, and reason. Correct? Javed and others, is it fine with everyone? Did you get like what is the tool and all? Is it fine with everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I just want to start the new topic from the next session. Probably what I can say, you need to go through with these particular things. I don't know, like you have done or not. Have you gone through with these particular exercise, the like how to create the tool and get the output from the tool? Who has done that particular piece? Lakshmi, Manish, Javed, Yogendra, Nikhil, Vikas, Raz. Have you done that particular piece or still you need to do?
I just run the same one which you shared. I'm just trying to see how it is coming, how the output is coming.
Did you get the understanding?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, what about others?
So I need to do. I didn't.
I
Oh.
also need to do that. Actually,
Yeah, I will also do.
actually,
Okay.
actually, I was doing practice based on the recordings. So
Uh-huh. So
maybe
so
I
I
may do.
I got the recordings. I need to pay to the Joho. Okay, and then they were able to provide. Actually, what was happening? I was using the free account from the Joho, and it used to be valid for 14 days. And previously, I was able to get the recordings after 14 days, but now they have denied to provide me the recordings. So I need to take the membership from Joho. Okay, and I have taken 1 year membership. So now we will not having the issue of the recording. So I got the previous week recordings as well. I will upload those recordings along with this newer one, so you can do the practice. Apart from this, what I want to say, try to think uh, different. Say now, like we are having the raga. So this is an input or a thought uh, process or uh, a point where you can think towards having a particular application, say for your organization in which you are working. So you can think in this particular way. I'm giving you a, a, a point where you can start thinking or where you can expand your thought process or thinkings. So try to have a particular react agent, or not the react agent, try to create uh, a tool, or you can say rag chatbot can be a tool over here. Okay, so that particular tool can be utilized in order to provide the answer. Okay, you can take it in this particular way. Say if you are having three chatbots, uh, I'm thinking hypothetically at this moment. Say I'm taking the consideration of Javed's domain. Okay, say Javed is working on to say 3G, 4G, and 5G, and Javed has built certain RAG chatbots which are able to perform the operations onto KPI optimization. One is performing the operations onto the 3G, second one is performing onto 4G, and third one onto the 5G. Yeah. Okay, so we are having three chatbots, and what I can RAG chatbots basically. So I can create a tool. I can register these chatbots as a tool basically, and then I can have a tool, and I can pass the instructions in such a way that based upon the intent of the question. Based upon the intent means meaning of the question, the LLM will be going to decide, will it need to use 3G RAG chatbot to answer. That is nothing but a tool for you. Okay. Or 4G or 5G, you can say chatbot. So it will be decided by the large language model which tool it need to use. We can connect multiple tools, and based upon those particular tools we will be able to get the answer. You can think in this particular way. I'm clubbing different chatbots over here as a tool, and aligning the large language model functionality and thought process or intelligence to route a particular chatbot in order to provide the answer. That is quite possible. You can take it in this particular way, or you can think in this particular way. You are having the KPI calculation tool, which is able to perform on to 2G, 3G, or 5G, whatever. Okay, you can have the different tools, and you can make these particular tools dynamic as well. Dynamic, it means, say, you can pass the values uh, through certain parameters. Okay, and then these particular tools do the aggregations and provide the outcome. So try to think dynamic, whatever we have learned. So try to apply those particular things, and try to come with an idea that yes, this is something what I'm willing to develop, and we will we will try to have a major project kind of thing. Okay, so try to gather the data. Okay, collect the data, and come with an idea, and we will be having one-to-one discussions uh, along with your idea, that this is the project that I'm going to complete. And once you all are able to complete your projects, then we will be having the joint discussion. Say, Javed has done this particular piece, Panish has done this one, Yogendra has done this particular stuff. So by that particular manner, you will be having the more understanding. The thought process of each and everyone will be clubbed together, and we will be having more insights. Correct. So try to start thinking in that particular directions. We will be having, uh, you can say, post this particular uh, agentic piece, we will be having one, you can say, major uh, code major code in such a way that we will be trying to fetch the data from the internet and do the analysis on top of that, and then we will be able to have the execution of that particular piece, and another one will be the fine tuning. So those will be the major that will be the major stuff that will take some time in order to have the completion. But now try to collect the data, and try to think for the project. Correct, and that will give you more confidence, and that particular piece you can utilize in the interviews as well. Correct.
So can
Making
you
sense?
give some? So can you give some examples where we can start thinking?
Ah, so I'm having a lot of things, to be very frank, but uh, first come up with your idea that this is the piece what I want to build. Okay, whatever I have discussed, say, I can have 3 to 4 agents which will be working to take the data from the CSVs, then generate the schema, okay, execute that particular query which is asked by the user, and then create a report on top of that. I can proceed with that particular simple stuff, simpler code. But better if you can come with your idea, try to utilize your thought process, and come up with an idea. Okay, that will be good. Otherwise, like, we will be moving with my stuff. Okay, if you will move with my uh, piece, then you will be having, all of you will be having the one project only, that you are going to complete. And if you are coming with your own idea, so we will be having 7 projects or 8 projects, including me. So are you okay with the one project or 8 projects? It will be, it needs to be decided. And if you come with an idea, your own idea, that will give you more confidence. Making sense?
Yes, yes. It will be better
Yes,
to
sir.
come with your
Yes,
own idea. You will get
yes, sir.
more hands on.